2028 election is a different level altogether. Just like we don't say 2023, 2018, it's also the same thing. Now, a long list of people don't emerge for succeed President Julius Maada Bio. SLPP, the one they wait in the room right now, they cannot dare say they want to be president. Some of them hold government's positions, otherwise they go sack them, they're afraid to say they go sack them. And besides, or quite apart from that, the leader and chairman, then we don't declare, say, let nobody not even attempt them. So right now, they lie low. But APC, he that is down fears no fall. Everybody is coming out with their aspirations. Usman Abdallah Timbo, of course, did that. Abdallah Timbo, ESQ, did that in November, I think on 7th of November.
May 1st.
May
1st.
May Day. It was on May Day. Welcome, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, and thank you very much, Patrick, for having me.
How you do, sir?
I'm okay. I can be better, but I'm okay.
Yeah, now the context is, you know, say you're fine. Just say thank God.
I can be better. You know, we look forward for better days in this nation.
And you always look much more younger.
Well, it's the grace of God. I'm not allowed too much things for bother me.
Oh, but salon problem for bother you.
Yes.
Salon problem for bother. In fact, the bigger problem now you aspire for Gomitsu.
Correct.
Correcting
so
the wrongs of the state.
For everything, you need to have a plan for solve them. One thing I think we're good at in this nation are for talk about problems, but not many people talk about solutions. Politicians, even people generally, they talk about problems. Oh, lights no day. We don't talk about how to fix them. Oh, street trading day. We don't talk about how to fix them. So these are some of the things we make maybe the stress they bother with so much, and we don't even know how to solve them. But if I take them further, I want to say I'm really impressed with the way how this program don't start, the things where you say. And these are things where I don't echo a lot. Even the quote for the day, I wish them would put them up again, with conversation be around them, you know, because I don't want this to be a very technical thing.
The silence future will be shaped not by slogans alone, but by clear strategies, workable plans, bold vision, and collective will. Everybody in effort puts together a willingness for turn aspirations into action.
Absolutely, and that is what we need. And this is apt. This is exactly where we should head. Today, you hear all sort of slogans, political slogans, myself, other people. We all carry slogans. Yes, politics, you need slogans, but slogans don't change Sierra Leone. We need workable plans. For me, I don't put together what I call a vision for national renewal, a 10 points, a 10 pillar vision for national renewal. That is not a manifesto because I feel collectively we need for own them. Whatever we want to do, we need to make a path inclusively, not just the APC, SLPP, but everybody comes together. We make a plan for the short, medium, and long term. We forget about APC's manifesto, SLPP manifestos, where they lead with a stop-start system. So I feel this is what we have to do so that we're able to succeed. And this is what I feel we must do at this particular moment. 2028, like all other elections, we're in a critical period in Salon's story, in Salon's history. But as young people now, as this is our generation, can we wait anymore? Can we continue to blame people? Can our fathers who were telling us that they were preparing the future for us still tell us to wait? Now we don't become papa them. Some of me colleagues them, then picking them in the next 10 years, they're going to be grand picking them. They're going to get grand picking them. So you think it's only then that we should come into this for take responsibility for a nation? I don't think so. I think the time is now. And this way there inside that quotation where you put up, so it's exactly how I feel we need to move forward.
Before we continue this conversation in depth, Honourable, by the way, they call him Honourable because Nabi once a member of parliament.
I am still a member of parliament. Why do people feel I am not a member of parliament?
You know, you still a parliament?
I am a member of parliament. I won elections in 2023 as the 001 candidate for the Western area.
Oh, okay. You only resigned as Deputy Secretary General of the APC.
Correct.
But you're still a parliament.
Absolutely, I am.
Okay. I sometimes often mistake you.
My resignation for me now is and also no, I didn't.
Still actively a member of parliament. And in second term, this you don't go to parliament. The first term, then boots then commodity in parliament by fire by force.
I like the way
they
you
serve
describe
only
it.
13 months at parliament.
Exactly.
Anyways, we'll come to that shortly later. When are this issue between I see you post on your social handles. When are this issue firstly with you and the chief minister?
Thank you for bringing
Because
it
I
up.
see you did try for take a next line of action, and that obviously could be a lawsuit for defamation.
It can be many things, and I feel this is one way, and I'm happy that you bring them up, because my intention really was to go back to the same radio station where we go talk the lies and address them there. But I am not surprised. This man was the chief mastermind behind the stealing of the elections.
Was he?
And hence he was rewarded as chief minister of this nation.
But he was not in the electoral commission.
I will say it, that he is chief minister, he is the chief mastermind behind the stealing of the election, and hence, after the thief of the election, he was sent.
You cannot justify that here.
Well, can he justify what he said? Can he justify? If you ask me for proof, me say go talk me on. It's my opinion, right? And I have a right to it. Just like Inse, he was talking facts. Where they challenge him for making come up with their facts. But he's a deliberate guy. He knows what he's doing, and he's a very diabolic person. And not because of vex, this man we are considered as a friend. I consider him as a friend because we started school, even the Prince of Wales, maybe in the grammar school. And even afterwards, till now, even yesterday, I called him for talk about this thing with him. As he called me back, he told me call Nanette, but I've been on this post now. But I feel it unfortunate, and the reason why I do him is because he did it publicly, so I've been need for address him equally publicly.
It's a public mistake, public correction.
Not a mistake he make. And since it's not a mistake, he deliberate. Okay, initially I thought because sometimes my name, you don't used to him as friends, and also because Dr. Kaifala Mara, they don't interact a lot, so he called Dr. Kaifala Mara's name. But for let go to the point, say we were there, we forced this man for
forced Dr. Samara
Kamara for do it, for do. And not just tap day. Me and him belong to a school group together, class group. He went further, and even the post where I do on Facebook, he wrote under there that I was supposed to sign. I was an alternate to sign. That in would have been sit down, they type, pointing fingers at me. Devilishly, he lied. And he want to make people then believe, say, they tell the truth. But it's a deliberate. This na man we no say, within the young people in the APC, you cannot discountenance Timbo. So the best thing for you do, in competition, I try for FETSO, the best thing for you do is for tarnishing character. Dr. Kaifala Mara, amongst the older people, he's a strong force. So use his name and tarnish him. But we will not take it anymore. When he was the mastermind behind the stealing of the election, Mboss said, okay, you go deal with the mess. What he did, in his opening statement, now they called Dr. Samara Kamara uncle for pipe and dong. See how he's talking now. Wait till they try for do now for set we up with the APC people. Set we up with Dr. Samara Kamara in camp for say, oh, now Timbo and Dr. Samara Kamara them, now then sell out. No, sorry, Timbo and Dr. Mara them, and then sell out Dr. Samara Kamara. He deliberates. He knows what he's doing. He's a very core.
Set una up for which reason? Not to the same party una day.
Yes. No.
Say on a competitor in this race for become president.
So
and not to engage for vote, not as delegates. In order for votes as delegates.
No. So look the trend. Look at what he don't say. Calling APC unprogressive, calling APC not good for itself. All sort of adjectives that are used on the APC.
What if not joke? It's a joke.
A chief minister joking on public broadcaster. That man doesn't joke. He knows what he's doing. Every action he's taken is deliberate. And see the next thing he did to my post. He sent his war dogs to start saying all sort of things against me. I don't care about them. And I want to make people know, I am not scared. I am not in politics because they look for name, or they look for position. This quote where you say so is what got me here. and let him be aware, and everybody be aware, that this APC will not fall for the same gimmicks where they use in 2023 or earlier. We will not take it anymore. This is about the sustenance of this nation. This is about moving this nation forward. You cannot use the small politics. Imagine he told me that me don't understand the politics game. Me big one them. We don't mature. You know, see them keep quiet. That is what he uses. Intimidates you and think that you for keep quiet about him. I will not. He is my contemporary. And by his age, where he announced, I'm older than him. So I'm not scared of him.
You think so?
I'm older than him because of in your age. I don't know whether it is real age or not, but that's his age. I am 40. That's all I will say.
So you're not qualified for becoming the president?
Absolutely. So this is the problem. After I don't thief the election,
allegedly.
After I allegedly masterminded the stealing or the rigging of the election, he was sent to make peace. And I'll talk today. I don't say I will not say this, but I'll tell people what he did during that negotiation. He mentioned it, that how him won't forget one-on-one with Dr. Samoa Kamara. Because we not trust Dr. Samoa Kamara, we say for be 3-on-3. Yes, the first day we had a plan for the negotiations. The next day we went there, we were preparing in a technical room.
You mean on the day of the national agreements on unity?
National agreements of unity. Yes. The first day of the negotiations, it started well. Dr. Kaifala Mara started reading our points because we went with a position prepared by all of us.
As a party?
As a party. The second day in the morning, the head of the Peace Commission, Reverend, came to the room where we were preparing, and he said he wants to talk to Dr. Samoa Kamara outside. He went outside with Dr. Samoa Kamara. Dr. Samoa came back in and say how Reverend tell and say David Senge come and talk to us, say he just come out to President Bio, and President Bio want make in the David Senge and Dr. Samoa Kamara talk in camera. So we advised Dr. Samoa Kamara that you cannot go to meet that man alone. We know how he is. So go with the chairman of the party and the deputy chairman of the party. So three of them, Dr. Samoa Kamara, Alhaji Minkailo Mansare, and Dr. Osman Fode Ansane, the way Ambassador Osman Fode Ansane went, they met, and they came back and told us the position, the outcome. And that's how the negotiation changed. They came back with resolutions, which we had to accept. So he was the one.
What's going to be on our initial plan? What's going to be the actual drafts before that happened?
Not a draft. We went with it. It's a whole presentation. It's a whole presentation.
So where say things change? Immediately that meeting happened.
We'll not go to negotiations again.
Oh.
No. The negotiations happened in that room amongst just the three. Then they came with points. When they came with those points, they said then they draft them. And then go send them to we. We insisted, no. We're going to draft ours and send to them. So we prepared it.
Because they're not getting on a case.
Exactly. We prepared it, and the things we said, things as easy as, one of the points, or the first one, are that even the Chief Electoral Commissioner and the Electoral Commissioners, they must be relieved of their duty for unprofessional job we then do. They came back and told us, no, they're constitutionally appointed and they get constitutional mandates. They cannot be removed. A thing as simple as that. They fought against it. For release the results until we say, no, it's not part of the law. We say the disaggregated results, it is not part of the law. Then we'll make them part of the institutional or legal reforms that we therefore do. This man, the chief minister, he's quite a dubious fellow. That's how he played with all of this until we got to where we got to. His points that I was an alternate to sign, at no time was I ever considered as an alternate to sign when Dr. Kaifala Mara not being signed the agreement for national unity. It was never part of the consideration, never. Nobody spoke to me about signing any document. I was not supposed to sign. And for make it continuously, they say this, now because he's a diabolic fellow.
So you mean you and Dr. Kaifala Mara in no way instigated Dr. Samuel Kama into anything or against anything?
He said forcing him, imposing things on him. No one forced him, no one imposed anything on him, as far as I was aware at the time.
So, meaning this tripartite, we start from the national agreement on national unity. Now, una na the people that we start the negotiation, we end up turning to something else. And
Okay.
then, you want to say something?
So when we started, 7 of us were the people who put together the initial document. Afterwards, other people came, they added other people until they get a final document. We responded to the initial questions asked by the Peace Commission. We responded to them. And we set in very, very high standards.
What was the question? It's not the question.
I will not go into all of them. There are plenty of questions, about 7 or so questions, 7 or 9 questions. We got a team of people then. I was not even supposed to be part of the negotiating team. Myself and CDA at Tunis were supposed to be the 2 rapporteurs in that. We were supposed to take notes, put things together. But when they reduced the number to 7, that is how myself and CDA at Tunis were relegated to the technical team, led by Honourable Cherikoko. So I was never part of the negotiating team. I had no decision, had no power to make or take any decision.
Okay. Now left tripartite in agreements on national unity, we seem not for don't bear any food for the APC, obviously, correct? You don't bear any food for honor because Talek on a day na the dead end, and do not see. I would call it the tactic also. So I will not see anything ahead.
We need to accept the agreement for national unity was signed by us. I know they say we're not to take ownership of them, right? And even the tripartite report, I will not say we're not to take ownership of them. The disappointment, like how Dr. Kaifala Marade say, that these people are cherry picking. Even this constitutional instrument will then take on a parliament. So there's things there we are things that we agree on in the tripartite. But at the same time, there are things there where they add and we need to be part of the tripartite arrangement. So we feel that they're cherry picking, even the way they set up the committee, where they do this thing, implement this thing, we feel it is wrong. So these are some of the dissatisfactions, and I think Dr. Kaifala Mara is best placed to answer questions on the tripartite report and the way forward.
All right, now left that aspects and focus on your aspirations now. Just 1.5, not even half, just 1-term member of parliament, correct? Because the first time we went to parliament in 2018, we served only 13 months and then they would to accommodate.
Yeah.
You have to agree and I would say would to accommodate.
Absolutely.
Okay. They would to accommodate parliament and that was the end. We know it's only again until you recontested in 2023 and then this is now your 3rd year.
Yeah.
3rd year. So they put that 13 months, they say 4 years so far in a parliament, your experience. That's so far which you get as experience in governance, correct?
It is not correct. I have experience in all 3 arms of government. I've been a lawyer for almost 18 years, 17 going to 18 years, having been called to the bar in 2008. During that time, as a lawyer, you are an officer of the courts. You're part of the judiciary as an officer of the court. I work in a way where, apart from just being a private practitioner, I also work as, we set up the legal aid scheme for salons. I was part of the pilot phase. So I have experience in the judiciary.
Under JFK?
Not JFK. JFK wasn't there.
Franklin Baikabo?
No.
Oh, Franklin Baikabo was even later.
Yeah. So from 2010 to 2012, that was the time we set up the pilot national legal aid scheme, where we represent over 5,000 people, poor people, across this nation. The records are still there. We also enact the Legal Aid Act for Sierra Leone. So I was part of that team that put that together and also represent people. And that's how, through that, then I actually people start for knowing at this nation, start for go to television and radio, face-to-face with the law and SLBC, go to Gilead, police cells, advocating for people in my community. That is how actually I started building a name for myself. Then afterwards, in the executive arm of government, I was legal advisor in the Office of the President, specifically in the Public-Private Partnership Unit, a unit responsible for investments.
I think now they're Wellington Street.
I don't know if they're still today, but at the time I was there, we were at Wellington Street.
Yeah, I think I see their office still in Wellington Street.
They're still at Wellington Street, yes. So I was a legal advisor there. Then also I was a commission member representing the Bar Association and the National Commission for Privatization.
But being an advisor in a public-private partnership not means say you get active role where they play in the executive.
So that's very active, because if people understand what in PPP they're about, they get to do with all the investments them way the private sector and the government they come and meet together for deliver on a project. So this gave me the opportunity for work with many ministries, departments, and agencies. So
meaning now County toll gate?
Yes, so I was one person who was part of that toll gate initial agreement before I resigned.
And also the idea for get the airport transferred to my mama.
So that was with the Ministry of Works. It was something that we were working on.
But a public-private partnership?
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. And many more in the local councils, in the energy sector, even this new project where Milili, they sponsor, so this way relates to this MCC grant.
Nantes?
Sorry?
Nantes? The Nantes Energy in Akisi?
Correct. Yeah, so that one not metamorphosed into different names from Blue Flare, Zector. It all starts from early 2000s, early 2012 or.
Yes, I remember. Abu Kamara was here. He explained that journey.
Absolutely.
The man where they had the.
Absolutely. So Abu Kamara was the head of PPP. He was the coordinator. So he was part of the negotiations for that one. So we're all part of it. We're part of negotiations with, like I said, energy sector, agriculture, looking at proposals that were in the century. So it gave me experience where go beyond just being a minister in one ministry. So because I've been a move across ministries, departments, and agencies,
various sectors,
it gave me a holistic understanding of how government they run, within the bottlenecks, within the challenges, and within the opportunities, and where I feel we can make changes. So that's my experience in the executive arm. And in Parliament also, especially during my first term, I was a member of the Public Accounts Committee. You know the role of the Public Accounts Committee.
For checkmates, the excesses of whatever of government.
Exactly, and with the audit report, which is the biggest thing. I was a member of the Energy Committee, a member of the Education Committee, a deputy chairman of the Legislative Committee at the time, as well as being a member of the Interparliamentary Union, we're at the World Parliament. So it gave me opportunity for able also understand things that that were happening in ministries, departments, and agencies. And you know, like how Parliament is quite an important arm of government. In fact, it is where the check should be, the checkpoints down there. You know, so
one or two development analysts then they say, if you want to fix the problem of Sierra Leone, you have to fix Parliament first.
I agree.
Until date, it is all over the place that Parliament remains a problematic area. You're still serving as an MP.
There's a lot to be done with Parliament. The quality of parliamentarians, the quality of the staff, the quality of the infrastructure. I don't blame members of Parliament. Put aside how they are as people, but how can you have members of Parliament? I've seen Parliament in other countries in the world. No parliamentarian, or most parliamentarians don't even have an office space. Every day we go to Parliament, they give you high piles of documents, huge piles of documents for you to go through. You take them documents, you can't go to a canteen. And then you go sit or you watch them. Or you take them, you go just shove them behind your motor car in boot. The very day when
the very day when office space within the parliament itself.
Most parliaments
or on our constituencies.
In parliament.
Okay.
Most offices, I mean most parliaments who are known in developed countries in the world, they get office spaces for the members of parliament. It's just okay, normal for you to do that. Imagine not everybody would go to parliament and a lawyer, but you can go bills them for them. Things where they write in legal language. But these people don't even have researchers. They don't even have anything. You take your documents, all they do is, okay, logo parliament, logo debate. And mostly these debates become just political talks. Would I talk fine? Would I throw tantrums at the other person? Undertones? Then kind of thing and they happen. So
and not about the real issues.
You can debate on the real issues, but it doesn't go beyond the debate. What do you do in terms of implementation? When it comes to committees, the responsibility of committees are for do proper oversight and monitoring. How much opportunity they ever get for they will do their monitoring work here. So it is not there. To the point now, if you want to go monitor or go inspect, for instance, an MDA or one ministry, maybe when you even go, that they forgive you transport for come back. They don't take us serious. Sometimes you summon ministries, departments, and agencies to parliament. They don't come.
Because they don't win already.
Absolutely. Because we set up as a government, especially the executive, when they get the privy purse, and they get the money for support parliament, they're not supporting parliament adequately. Now make the SFC say, then why so let them can no more, they can't give them something.
Who pays the piper constitution?
That's another thing. So maybe we need parliamentary independence. We have to properly look into that. So these are some of the things. So in terms of experience, my experience doesn't just span these 4 years worth in a parliament. It spans from 2010, where I don't be part of different sectors, different parts of the government infrastructure. Politically also, within my political party, I don't serve from the youth level to the national level. I was deputy regional youth leader. I was the national executive secretary of the Youth League. Then I became acting regional youth leader for the Western area after 2018. I was part of the legal team. I was a member of parliament in 2018. Meaning I was a part of an executive, the constituency executive, the district executive, the regional executive, and then the national, as deputy national secretary general. And being a secretary general or being in the secretariat, it gives you an overall view of an understanding of what is happening
within the party.
So that experience all
in terms
together.
of membership strength, weaknesses.
Absolutely, everything. Everything, it gives you that knowledge. So for me, I have rounded experience, and that makes me prepared for the journey where I don't put myself in.
And you resigned too early. It was just barely about a year or so since your election as deputy secretary general of the party, or slightly above a year. You resigned too early, way before May Day itself, where you eventually declare your intention to run for the presidency or for the presidential flag of the party. Why not be done wait a little later?
So I beg to differ that I resigned too early, and it was not 1 year. It was over 2 years.
2022, okay.
No, I was elected in 2023, February.
After the adoption of the new constitution.
In 2022?
Yes.
In 2023, now we get this convention with the electorate. In 2025, March, 12th of March, I resigned. That's 2 years and a month. So I'm one person who believe...
Out of, is it supposed to be 3 years?
3 years. Mm-hmm. So I resigned 11 months before the convention. in we constitution, of which I am the principal draftsman, we said anybody who intend for run for the position of leader of the party, I don't want to say flag bearer because flag bearer gets something for do 2028. Where do they run for now? The leadership of the party. It say you for resign 6 months before the date of the convention. The convention may supposed to hold February this year.
Okay.
Meaning I for resign around August or so, or maybe July of last year. But me resign in March. Because I believe, say, that's few months before the 6 months where I be resign, like 3 months or 4 months before the 6 months. But because I believe, say, if we're preaching one thing, we have to be seen doing what we're preaching. And the secretariat and the leadership of the party, we said, we want to create a level playing field for everybody, whether you're contesting at the world level or at the national level, including the leadership of the party. So I decided, say, because of the kind pivotal role we behold, the position we behold, and like how you say, access to a lot of information, access to rooms, also and they take them decisions, I feel like it's unfair for the people who also they come up from outside who want for can contest. It gives me an undue advantage. Imagine if I was in charge of membership registration and no say my competitor they bring people for car register, they block them. Imagine I know all these delegates across this country. I don't build a relationship with them. I have the database. At the time I had access to the database at the time. It will give me undue advantage.
Just like where people they accuse you and other people will be the part of the constitutional review process of the party say, and are all responsible for waiting the happen between the party and Chief Samsumana. That shouldn't have happened. That should have been prevented during the drafting of the constitution itself of the party, which came into force in 2022.
The constitution wasn't made for any one person. And I don't see any way how the Constitution affected Chief Samsumana. There's no reference to Chief Samsumana in the Constitution.
Indirectly?
Directly or indirectly, there's no reference to him, and it did not affect him in any way.
But look what in PPRC recently declared, and then the party secretariat, the chairman, acting chairman, had accepted the decision by PPRC.
Exactly.
So that in essence, you say it affected him like a few other people who had this same ambition.
No, Patrick, you need to understand, I'm sure you understand it, the ruling of the PPRC. But what the PPRC did was to actually give credibility or credence to what the Constitution of the APC provide, where it says that the provision in the Constitution for 5 years membership before you qualify for the leader of the party, it is not illegal or it is not outside the Constitution or it doesn't violate the Constitution of Sierra Leone. So it actually give legitimacy to that. Waiting is saying that, or Chief Samsumana for don't be accepted as a member of the party from the day he applied for being readmitted in 2020. In 2020.
And not calling for the re-engineering of the Constitution again for fitting that.
No.
What I mean, the PPRC rather not ask for let them amend the Constitution.
Yes.
Otherwise, therefore don't put them, they say, una amend the Constitution for be fit so.
No.
Rather they recommend for go back to the original date where
the date where he applied.
Yes.
So it has totally nothing to do with the Constitution itself. So I don't think the accusation has ever been about the Constitution targeting somebody or the provision of the Constitution being ultra-vires against the law. So I think whoever thinks that way maybe not misunderstand the ruling of the PPRC or misunderstand the provision of the Constitution. Yes. And I know ever you really bad name say, it was meant to actually target Chief Samsumana.
You didn't hear it?
No, I didn't hear that.
I wonder.
I'm sorry, but I didn't hear that.
Oh.
The 5 years close?
Yes.
Because Chief Samsumana has always maintained, say, now 2020 he applied, and he didn't apply for readmission. He applied for reinstatement. So it's two different things. People need to also understand that. maybe one day something Chief Samsumana will also clarify.
Yes.
And as a Deputy Secretary General, I know that the very day where we take office as the Secretariat, we wrote a letter to him saying, you have been readmitted. And he rejected the letter a couple of times.
Instead of reinstated.
Say he wants to be reinstated. And our position was that, how can you be reinstated when you left the party as deputy leader? You left the party as the vice president.
He left or then the
So when I say left, the term in membership end.
So when you say left now, like it voluntarily go.
Okay, let me use the word way and use the he was expelled from the party as the vice president, or the ousted vice president. He left as the deputy leader of the party. And if you want to be reinstated, we cannot reinstate you as deputy leader. We cannot reinstate you as vice president. So that was part of the argument, confusion we said being get at the time.
Legally.
For say it cannot be done. We cannot.
Okay.
Unless you will pull Honourable Julde Jallo, we will put Chief Samsumana. Or we pulled Honourable Chari Koko at the time who was deputy leader, we can put Chief Samsumana. So it wasn't possible for do that reinstatement at that time.
Okay, so now that the one of them, we obviously now within on a party no day again, then it's about fitting down and do that reinstatement today. But anyway, not just
not really. Let's just say no. We don't have a leader or deputy leader now, because the Constitution say, the APC Constitution, it say when the party lost an election, whether we contest them or not, 6 months after the end of the election, the leader and deputy leader cease for hold office, and the position becomes vacant until the next delegate election.
Except if we now win.
Now, say when we not win election,
Yes.
6 months after.
Okay. That being said, maybe we'll come to other internal party affairs later. Now, as young as you are, well, you say you're on 40, so 40 years not a young man age again.
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that.
The youth age alone is in a form, is it 15? 18 years to 35 or so. Now we're going to the village, you see empire they were even 50 years. So I mean, are the youth leader than they. So you see the youth leader, you hear someone will say, not to only na poverty na make you face this. So this issue about age, that the person then get her, you can decide for change age at any point in time. We're going to aspiration for these tickets for one under the APC as presidential flag bearer. What inspire? Otherwise, somebody for don't say, you get people way old enough, well experienced, or you can just pitch tent with whether experience or whatever it is. So as long as you see somebody we don't push for this thing, and you know say you get the vim, finesse, the might, the will, and wherewithal, go get them back up. The more the merrier, I can win.
Right. Like I say, I'm not a youth anymore. Well, you say I'm not a youth, but I'm a young person.
Yeah, I have to reach the fourth floor.
Yeah, so I'm a young person still. So if you're talking about young people in leadership, I am young, but I'm not a youth. I very well know that. And more than anything else, I feel I've held myself together with more comportment than many people who are way older than me. So it shows that age is just a number. It's about how you carry yourself, the way you see yourself and your life. So for me, I've always seen myself as someone who's a servant. I've always seen myself as someone where a lot of responsibility has been bestowed upon, as someone where a lot of people they look up to. My generation looks up to me. The older people are proud of me and the things I've done. You know, so I know that because these young people are looking up to me, whether we talk directly or we not talk, I know I am supposed to be a role model for many people. I comport myself. And with regards to the specific question about why now, and when you talk about more experienced people with finesse, blah, 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 I just earlier told you about my experience. The experience what I'll tell you about, so I only call one person where don't get experience in all three arms of government, all three. Plus, having worked with the party from the lowest level or from the constituency level right up to national level. I might be young, but the experience where I don't get that over these years, it's only when you know me, then you know that this man has gathered a lot of experience over the years. In terms of other people who are older, I want to make this very clear that they're very competent people in the APC. I am not telling you that I am the best person to serve, but I'm telling you that we cannot wait anymore.
Meaning?
We as young people cannot wait anymore. This nation, like you said in the opening, we cannot wait. All those things that are happening, you said it in your opening, that for 65 years or so, this country has been this way. Can we wait for another 10 years, 12, 15 years?
But even in period and day, the 65 years, you get young people who also don't serve at various arms of government together with older people.
So that's exactly it. You said something about the head.
Yes, the leadership.
And that is exactly what I've said in other places. That my decision coming into, I tell people I am not a politician. Because, like how Chief Minister talked yesterday, it's in a politics game. For me, politics not a game. For me, politics not to serve for can make money or popularity for myself. I see this as a holy responsibility. You know, the leaders them, until they start to realize this responsibility we then get, so we then get. The consequences of not doing good, they live with them and the generations on earth. Then it will start for change. See how some of them begin and they. See how some of them they end. They say karma is, I don't want to use the French word.
Hake, just
hake.
Hake.
Hake get for follow them. And for me, bringing myself into this at this young age, now because I know, say, I have the energy now for serve. And even after I left, I will still have the energy. And if I don't do wrong that time of day, people will come after me. People will come after my young kids.
But people don't come after you. You serve as a member of parliament. You still serve, or even that 13 months we serve around the Izimo constituency level, because now in a district block. So nobody knows whose side they represent a whole district. 2018, when he contested and won, before them pulling her back in the parliament, about 10 of una or 8? 10 of una. You contested under Moritong,
Wilkinson and all
that.
130.
Yes. They're not run after you before they. They're not run after you.
You know, understand what you say, run after you.
Mm-hmm. Because in essence, what I discover say, you promise the people certain things, where then they look forward to. Well, maybe they might have felt disappointed that you left, maybe too early, that you're able to accomplish that.
So sometimes, as journalists also, I need for ask questions. I'm gonna need for do a little bit of investigation. You know, I went back to Parliament unopposed. I may not ever be possible to make promises. Never. I'm a listening person. When I go to communities, I listen. There's not a door in my community, whether it's APC, SLPP, NGC at the time, C4C Domot, who are not rich or non-aligned. I sit and talk with these people. I'm a grassroots person.
And you're not telling
that is the reason
you
why.
Do this?
No, never. Never. I wanted to represent them. How could I tell them that for me 12.5 million salary what they get, now they can't do this and do that for now? I did not. But notwithstanding
12.5 million at the time.
Correct.
So now I think you don't double or so. More than double, in fact.
Yes.
It's more than double now.
But my point here is, when you go to my constituency now, you'll meet legacies there. Roads, bridges, wells, etc. But I don't count that. I don't talk about them.
In 13 months?
Not 13 months. So even after them pull me in a parliament, my people continue to see me as the member of parliament. I wasn't receiving salary, I wasn't sitting in parliament, but yet still I continue to stay on with these people. Then get buried in Osman Timbo. Problem come now Osman Timbo. Then get social events now Osman Timbo. Whether I get or not get, I open the mouth to them. So no reason or day for me they run after me. I've always seen Parliament for me as the microcosm, what they call the small part of the bigger picture. Like what people they say now, the test phase, just the sample. Anything we see in government now, I mean in terms of national leadership, now the pilots thing now you see at the constituency. All of them challenges they already talk about, so in government, roads, lights, health.
Basic of life.
They're there. You feel them, you see them. I know how much people they come to me, Honourable, will not get meter, Honourable, do you have where how do being can transformer for winner? Things that you not even you walk. Will not get water, do you help for pump, help for well, do you not get access road, Honourable, all sort of things. So if you know, I remember once where President Koroma tell me, when I told him that I don't want to be a minister, now wait here I want to go Parliament. And he told me that anybody who wants to grow in Parliament and understand the people needs to go through Parliament. Now I get a proper appreciation of the value of Parliament and how your relationship with your constituents prepare you for understand the problems of the people. As opposed to being a minister. Minister now we please person. He please the president. He appoint you. He give you motorcar, give you guards. You are above the world. Whether you want to relate with people or you don't want to relate with people, you just need to please one person. Whereas as a member of Parliament, I know I got to go to them people and they vote for me back. And this me mega resource where they give me. And this thing where the number plates then give me, and I think $12,000 or $13,000 for go buy a motor car. Then give me.
And they pay you wardrobe allowance every year of
zero. What's that wardrobe allowance?
Or they give you again wardrobe
They
allowance?
don't ever give you wardrobe allowance.
Oh,
They
okay.
never give you medical allowance. They've never given us any allowance like that. So all what you hear.
We were told. I was told though that when I and the minister they receive the same amount in wardrobe in housing allowance.
I'll tell you, they give us housing. That's it. But apart from the
When the
housing,
minister they compete by the same.
I don't know what ministers earn.
Okay.
Okay, imagine. Okay, minister they have budgets. They have opportunities to fly all over the world. Members of Parliament not getting opportunities anymore. We're not even get staff. We're not even get security. Then why should we be receiving the same? Why? Then get vehicles when our governments they fuel. Then get security. Then get all sort of things. So. And we are the one that we actually go to the polls, go with cabinet ministers or directors or heads of parastatals. But our position is really, they've been unfair on us. But notwithstanding, I not just come for talk about or make a case for better conditions of service for members of Parliament.
As an excuse for not delivering.
But I want to make people know, say, this the understanding of waiting parliamentarians they get, or this kind of luxurious life with parliamentarians and they get, that is not the case. Yeah? So back to the thing where when you talk about, to the question where you ask about why me?
Mm-hmm.
And why not join somebody? Mm-hmm. Look, Osman Timbo can decide to wait and say, okay, this not boku that. With the position I'll be holding the party as Deputy National Secretary General, if APC can have power, I will be well placed, very well placed. Mm-hmm. Without I not spend a single cent. In fact, the one way they contest so now, if they can't give me money, they do this, they do that, because of the position I hold within the party. But I looked at all of that and gave up. And I'm taking a huge risk. Money will not gather. Now they spend so for go up and down.
That's a choice.
That is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And this is why you as a young person, Patrick, and every other young person, for look at the sacrifice with this man they make, not for himself. Me not to new quantity, not to today on Asabimi, not to because they run for presidency. make una sabi me. Or I don't sabi me from the time where they go grammar school. Or I don't sabi who that I be. Me your story in this country, not to 5 year people they talk about her, not to 2 year, not to because I can't begin give money, make people they talk about her, not to because person back me.
Say because your papa have been prominent Sierra Leonean?
Not to that. Not to that people they talk about. People talk about the record I've created for myself and the things I have done over the years, the way I have comported myself. I know this other people not comport themselves for. I know this other people don't build an image for themselves for. But anybody we talk about fitness, anybody we talk about credibility, there's no way you can put them people and you not put Osman Timbo inside that conversation there. And I can tell you, if you start to pull people based on credibility, you cannot take me out. There's no way you can take me out. And what we need now is not the biggest person in terms of size. It's not the biggest person in terms of education. It's not the biggest person in terms of experience, but the person with which you call at the start the will. And that is exactly what I have. The will and determination for move this nation forward. And I'll tell you again, like I can always say, from the religious books, when God wants to bring change, like young people that they bring. If you're not a Christian, me not a Muslim, we look at them here and we think, say, God, na mistake we make being young people. Then you're doubting your own faith where you get. Because Jesus Christ was 7 years younger than me when he became a prophet at the age of 30 or 33. Jesus was that young. And today, billions of people in the world are following him. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the same age as me now when he became a prophet. And billions of people, thousands of years or 1,000 and more years after he died, they're still following him. If we don't begin doubt with company young one then, because we're in the majority, if anybody, they doubt this, are the young people, because we're in the majority. If you, they ask me this question about joining people, that means even you as a young person, you don't want to challenge yourself.
No, you can join another young person. You get other young people within the party.
You have to challenge yourself. You have to commend me. You have to say that thing where an organized do are afraid. Politics na dirty game. You will come on a station, you go live your quiet life.
Oh, now you don't go back to admitting that's a dirty game like what the other Brabin say?
No, I'm telling you, you're afraid for coming to politics because you feel, oh, politics na dirty game.
Okay.
Backbiting, na this, na that, na corrupt people, and they, na bad people there inside there. For me, yes, I don't see all that. And I decided, no, I will be here. I will not change. I will not join in that field. I want to make people see me and assess me over the years. They didn't tell me if I don't corrupt. Even in my party, I want only one person come. Even though I was in charge of symbol awards, as in putting things together during the election, I want one person where will come and say, I give Osman Timbo 500,000 leons, even as Bora. Because Bora is customary. Somebody who can give 100,000, 200,000.
As Ajo.
Not to Ajo, like respect. So, you know, hey, pa, I mean, respect this whole 20,000, 50,000, so I want to come off for this. It's part of our culture. It's even allowed by the Anti-Corruption Act. It's gifts. Gift, if you reach certain high level,
for declaring,
then it be correct. So it becomes corruption if you not declare. People know that. People know me. They know the things I stand for in my house, in my home, in my office, in my workspace, in politics. They know I'm a no-nonsense person. They know you want to bring you corrupt talk, you want to bring you kalo talk. It's not to Osman Timbo. You cannot. That is why some people feel I am controversial. I am not.
So in that case,
I have principles. I have things that I stand for.
In that case, I have a belief say, you the bank, you the right on the anti-corruption as an anti-corruption crusader, in this your aspiration.
It goes beyond just an anti-corruption crusader.
Because fixing the problems of this country, one, it got to do with corruption. Would you see that document today before you saw? That's the Auditor General's report. Every year that they publish the same issues, then they repeat themselves. And most of them are corruption-related issues. And then the issue of lawlessness and indiscipline. And so any society where lawless and indiscipline is a society that is bound to woefully fail, not only fail, woefully fail. And that is where Sierra Leone is currently. We make ude delicate, delicate ude. Torture everywhere, people doing everything anyhow they want to do, and so much more. So if you know able to fix those two problems, then how you want to succeed? I make I ask you this question: if that is how you want that will you want to ride on?
Patrick, like I say, it goes beyond just fighting corruption or being an anti-corruption crusader. I mean, they expect, say, we for go through my 10-point vision for national.
It's indirectly the way I've asked that.
And that's exactly, I like you. I like, for Makamwa, sit on the wait, and the things you say, you've said, are things that will appeal to me, are things that will drive me. And you just talk about two things within my second pillar. Enforcement of law and order, the fight against corruption, and the fight on drugs. These are part of the second pillar of my vision.
And the first pillar is?
The uniting the APC and uniting the nation. The APC has to be united. It has to have a complexion that is nationalistic. When I say complexion, people think, oh, APC are Northwest Party. No. But when you get an executive, you get Southeasterners. You get, when it comes to governance, you see an equal level of play inside the women, disabled people, then you know, okay, this is a nationalistic party.
Or even in the US, where they claim for be the fathers of democracy, you get factions. In fact, inside politics, the word cabal come out. You can never divorce cabal from politics. And cabal means division. People go for form themselves into pockets for their own interest.
This is something, again, I've said. Cabal is different from division, right? It's a competition. And me and one person will feel like how people, they say, the 20-something people who don't come out, it's too much. I don't think it is. That's democracy. And with democracy, people like start get for build camps. Building these camps, not they create division. Like competition that they create. Also, they create division, where the rhetoric, the messaging become toxic. The things the leader they say, like waiting, some people they say on the other side, who I've been make reference to earlier, it creates division, it builds division. If you, the leader, know they say things were right, for instance, you say, oh, all man APC are corrupt person, they're all not unprogressive, or APC is not good for itself. Those sort of comments, they create division, they bring division. That's a part. You not do, you send you war dogs them, you bloggers. Because you don't want for talk, let them not say that you talk. You send them for cause of that person in mama. You send them for let them begin to say things against that person there. Then you are not a leader. If you cannot control the one the way they support you, then you cannot control a nation.
But get absolute control over everybody. Where they support you.
The word is absolute. I tell my supporters, but where you know people who are behind this person is actually saying things, or you never come out to condemn the one with the cause for you, then you're not a good leader. In my team, I've made it very clear that whoever costs anybody else for me because they cost me, I will get that person out of my team. I don't want that. What we need is a healthy competition.
So uniting members of the party and the nation at large, by extension, are your top priority?
That's the number one. They say a house divided cannot stand. And so firstly, with uniting the party, even before you become flag bearer, you need for us start that. By the way they relate with you, comping them, the way you they talk.
But have you reached out yourself to the other candidates so far?
Absolutely. No, they host them. I go to them like me and them bobo. I called some elder, well, they're all my elder brothers and uncles. I go to them, I talk to them, whatever they want. They never see me as a target like that because I'm not a vicious person. They've never seen me that way.
So, man, they underrate you.
I like that.
They don't know.
I like that.
They know they see you, they come.
I want that. It's deliberate. That's how it's supposed to be. This is not competition. Not to me make APC, not to me papa make APC. You know, left hand for me now will. I don't think any other person they contest, Now then Papa make the APC or left hand for them. So why should we come and say, now we forget power or by force land or use the power where other people don't take? We cannot come and say it has to be us at all cost. Anybody who says that is not a believer in God. You have to believe that God na in the give power. But at the same time, if you no say, faith without work is death. This is what we believe in, and this is what I believe in. And the second part we got to do with uniting the nation. The talk the way you got for talk. The actions way you take. You come, you call all man corrupt. You say all what the APC do na be rubbish. You put on a bin. You go to GTT. You take people and passports. You pull people in parliament. You bring anti-corruption out and call them commission of inquiry. When you mean get the anti-corruption commission for do things. You sack people then because of their tribes. You sack people all over the place. People who had nothing to do with politics just because of their name.
Because of their tribes or because they actively be involved in politics at the time?
Just because of their names. Whatever reason they want to forgive. People were sacked.
Okay.
Also policies will go unite this nation, like policies where no one tribe will get more than 25% in governance. Alek na the largest tribe in this nation. Even the Mendes, when are the largest, they don't forget more than 25%. The smallest tribe, I don't know, maybe na Loko or Shabo, I don't know which tribe is the smallest, or Kru, when are the smallest tribe, they don't forget less than 5% in governance. These are policies where they ensure, say, we get everybody included.
We'll get for legislature.
Also,
we'll get for legislature. In order legislation.
I like this part where you talk.
And already now, we don't violate section, is it section 27 of the Constitution, by discriminating in favor of women, giving them 30% quota. But anyway, that's not...
That's discriminating against and not in favor even. Because we should be equal.
Yes.
So it should be 50-50 rather than saying 30. So for me, 30 is not sufficient.
And on a passed law in the parliament?
I wasn't there.
You forget? Did you?
You forget?
But you say now you're not a member of parliament.
You just talked to them and pulled me in 20.
No, this law not just... Who's them? Yesterday I will call and yesterday they pass out.
The Giwe Act?
Yes.
No, but before that. So this one of 30%.
The Giwe Act after 2023 elections.
Hold on. Of 30%.
Okay, before the 2023 elections.
Correct.
But I give room for one woman at least out of.
Are they 30% come on? That's what I'm talking
yes.
about.
Okay, you're right.
So them policies then even when it comes to appointment of people to positions, enough to be about paddy business. It should be about competence. I know they put Patrick Sally in a position because Patrick is my friend. Let me put on there because they fit. And I know say, if Patrick misbehave, I'm not just going to sack him. I'm going to make the public know why I sack him. And if not for corruption, I refer him to the anti-corruption. I remember somebody sent me a message, a personal message on my messenger, Facebook messenger, that Honourable, I like all what you they say. But we don't see many times ministers they come, ministers they go. We pull this come, at the same corruption and sack and then go. I said that because of the consequences of their action, I mean not the consequences, the reason we make them sack them is not being made known. And then afterwards, we just left there, recycle and bring them back. Or don't punish them enough like come. Will they make the world know why we sack you? If it's incompetence, okay, incompetence, you will not come back.
And your party will come after you and begin manage you behind the scenes. That's more of the problem because I don't hear this argument. Say the candidates and some of them not to them are the problem, but the political parties, because you will get very good intentions, very good vision. You get 10 points vision for lead salon through the APC, but yet when you will come, you go to a political party. And then therefore regulate your affairs, the way how you for run governance. Otherwise, you go tell like you give the party bad name.
I'll tell you, Patrick, that sometimes we lay too much emphasis on this, and it is not the truth. It is not the truth. I'm not saying the political parties not get influence over the leaders, but at the same time, I will tell you, say not everything with the leader they do. They go.
Through
the party. In fact, the party now, they become subservient under the leader. It is not a country like out in column, ANC in South Africa and other places where the party is stronger than the leader. The party can grab and say, well, they pull you today. or even the party in the UK go up and say, no one this person again as the leader. Here, the leader of the party, all man now within inside them party are one for this leader appoint and get work. If you don't get that person, they work at that party. Sometimes you're not even able to survive. So it's a myth for say, the party then they control.
So meaning that deliberately then they misbehave.
No, but at the
they're
same,
not they deliver.
No, but at the same time, I go tell you, say they are precious. People and they will help you for win. Some people they will help you, they give you money for let you win. Some people they will say like forming alliances because that person there and say is strong, na carrying a district.
So you join force with them.
I need for bring and come. Whether the person right or the person not right, I need for bring and come. For sack that person now, I'm afraid if I pull up, I will get problem with the carrying the people them. These are things that don't affect we. And you need to have a fine balance between protecting carrying and protecting an individual.
Or seeking the interest of the general good.
And the general good. So the general good of carrying a district. Like I say, you need to get a government where all inclusive. If Patiksalia is from Karine district, they call Karine because Nademi Daddy come out.
Oh, me na Moyamba me born.
Okay, so Patiksalia, and not they represent Patiksalia. He's representing Moyamba district. And Moyamba no go tell me say na Patiksalia na the only good person for Moyamba. If I want for pull Patiksalia, because it don't misbehave, I dey pull Patiksalia and I get somebody else from Moyamba. So that the Moyamba representation, whether at the same place or some other place, but Moyamba will still be represented in the government. So that is how I feel we can go through then challenges here.
So this is how, let's go on.
I just want to go to the next thing. You talk about, this thing is not law. You talk again about something, and that's exactly what I said in my thought plan, in my thought pillar. A strategic development plan or a national development plan.
Instead of party agenda.
Correct. Instead of party agenda.
Agenda for change, agenda for prosperity, new direction, big five game changer.
Yes. The country.
So you deviate from that.
The country need forget a vision. Like I said, it's uniting this nation, right? So within 100 days, when I become president, well, like I said earlier, the manifesto belongs to the party, but I believe, and this is not just my idea, this is something where, in my consultations across the country, many of those things that I don't hear. And interestingly, what comes is that the first thing I hear you talk is about Dentia. So a national development plan, we collectively now we all get them, now we make them. In that 100 days, you put together a team which consists of all political parties represented.
Including civil society and the media.
I'm going. Civil society, professional institutions or organizations, local people, traditional people, all age demographics, women, young people, old people. We all carry Sidom. And we say, okay, for the short term, that's not the 1, 2 years, 3 years, this and this we want to achieve.
It's a lot of focus by water business force and done with her.
No, we're not going to say so, because if you say we want for done with one thing, that means that all other things, they suffer.
Okay.
But you just go say, okay, they pay more emphasis to this, while at the same time dealing with the others. So you deal with this in the short term. In the medium term, 5 to 10 years, now you want for each. In the long term, 20, 25 years, now you want for C-Salon.
Already we get an agenda.
We take this. 2030.
And then now the Julius Madabi administration will extend them by 5 years, 2035.
Or 2030.
Medium-term national development plan. We then say we will become a middle-income earner by 2030. Ernest Baikoma said that agenda.
Correct.
Julius Madabi will come here at 5 years. We already get that kind level there.
So this is it. That is why I say the difference is it should be all-inclusive. The chief minister and others will tell you that they have put together a national development plan. They've consulted and put them together. How would the APC accept it? How would civil society organizations accept it? How would women accept it when they're not part of the process? We all need for sit down. We know they call this an SLPP medium-term agenda. It is not an APC long-term agenda. It is the nation's agenda. From that point, we take them to Parliament. And Parliament, Like I said, at the gate, once you get to Parliament, all parties, where they accept them, it becomes law. Then they get rid of the stop-start where they happen at Sierra Leone. Stop-start in the sense, like how you say, APC come work out with agenda and manifesto. SLP come and carry their agenda and manifesto. We don't need that anymore. Anytime where government becomes discontinuous, we know they make progress. APC come, all with SLP do na rubbish. SLP come, APC na rubbish, then do the alternative man them. We will not progress as a nation. And for me, these are things where we need for move beyond. I am APC, and I want to lead the APC, but it is not the APC that I want to govern. I want to govern the nation.
The people of Salone.
The green, white, and blue. The borders of Sierra Leone. The people of Sierra Leone. Protecting its territorial integrity. So it goes beyond just being the flag bearer and leader of APC, which is a subset in Sierra Leone.
National Development Plan are the third pillar.
The third one.
And the fourth is?
The fourth is economic revitalization.
Meaning?
So the economy of this nation, we all talk about it. We economy there in a very bad state where...
We depend largely on donor.
We're not bigger people them. That's a mindset thing again.
A whole sovereign nation like we.
So na bigger mentality. And I listened to something quite recently. One my uncle way, they in government, as well as even the head of government, saying that, oh, if you not travel, how they bring them money here? When you go na big, you do go big. I don't believe in beggar business. Salone gets $3.2 billion as debt, of which 1.8 billion is external debt. If we don't get any debts, then anything that person will get for pay, want for la do, now they do. That is why you can hear about IMF conditionalities. Sometimes government's hands are tied. I don't know in rooms before. Where do you government say if you not pull in subsidies here, or if you not put this, or if you not accept that project, we they go against you now.
And when you come inside 5 or 10 years, it's not go sufficient for you to wipe away all that debts they come out.
Exactly.
And obviously you still get for heed to the conditionalities.
Exactly. But this time when you go into those things, if the mindset is for go as a partner, it changes.
How?
Salone has a lot of things to offer.
Mineral resources.
Not just mineral resources. That's another thing we miss again. And it's part of the other parts of the agenda. You know, maybe we'll not get enough time for talk about all those 10 points. But if we get time for talk about them, I'll take you through them. For me, yes, we have mineral resources, but we have other natural things that we can use. My focus will not just be on minerals. Agriculture is important. Tourism is important.
But agriculture, you have to invest hugely into them. The mineral sector, the mines and mineral sector, rather, they generate you income if you do the right things.
Fisheries is important. Fish is important. You know how much money they come from fish?
Yeah, the blue economy.
You know how much money they? You know how much money China and other Asian countries they make from
But you need
fish?
to police the water, first of all, for harness the resources.
So all of that you have to do. These are not impossible.
And right now, since the procurement of SIK vessel, that's where Ibrahim Kuromawe, Captain Aliyu Mamadou Patso, in terms as Minister of Fisheries, been... Yes, Minister of Fisheries, where they purchased. I sure you remember that. Till date, see how then they struggle for police the water.
So it can be done.
Resources not there for.
So let me tell you.
Resources not there for fuel the vessel because it takes a whole lot of resources for fuel and then the personnel on board for patrol the water.
We not get resources for even pay enough salaries. We have a wage bill of over 80-something thousand people. We have a budget deficit. That is why we go to the IMF all the time for go ask for budgetary support. We not get even enough money for to do one project.
So how you go harness the blue economy?
Exactly. So you just don't see that there's a potential in the blue economy.
So you have to cut down on job, the people where you appoint?
No. We'll get to that. Any country where this is part of the economic part, so let's focus on the fourth pillar. So I want to do it in called job creation and private sector-led development. Any country where the largest employer is the government, then that country will not progress. Because the more government employ people, government they pay people them, they put pressure on the budget. What you need for do now for creating an enabling environment for the private sector, both external and internal private sector thrive.
Both Ernest Bai Koroma and Julius Maada Bio, they don't emphasize so much on that. In fact, they bluff with and they say, we don't do so much in that regard.
They will tell you about, okay, we don't employ, and even Yuri, President Bio, they say we'll create 500,000 jobs.
You see them plan for?
Or them plan for. You employ...
And just a few days ago, Mike was here, he said that they create about 40 or so thousand every year or so.
So you bring teachers, you bring nurses, police, you bring military people. You continue to put pressure on the budget. And also this money they come out from taxes. You overtax people them. You make that man who been they pay because people do business for profit, right?
Of course.
So if you add me tax, they add the price. Naturally. That's what happens. So it is what is called being penny wise.
And me and you two way to go buy the ordinary.
Now you feel them. Now you feel them. You become penny wise and pound foolish. Okay. So for me, what I believe now that create the enabling environment, even if it means say you get to make tax breaks for certain companies, do it. I don't cite this example many times. It's just an example.
Tax waivers, a lot of that right now don't become a very big topic of conversation.
Right.
So they get tax waivers, and then we know they get the
so I'll tell you what
the returns.
Okay. If an investor wants to invest in a salon, you get things that they put where they're fixed. If you want to invest between $20 million and above, you do get tax break. So for the first 5 years, I go say, okay, you know they pay corporate tax. Because you know they pay corporate tax, whatever you do, 60% goes to you, 40% comes to the government. At the same time, you for employ this 1,000 number of Sierra Leoneans. At the same time, within 5 years or within 3 years, you for don't train Sierra Leoneans to a certain level. That apart, after the first 5 years, you forget Sierra Leoneans now the top management cadre of that company there. If you agree for doing anything in there, for the first 5 years, you know they pay tax. The question will be from people now. If we not pay tax, or if we not collect them tax, how do they get money? The answer is simple. Osman Timbo not been a work. You know they make 1,000 leons. You know they make the minimum wage when almost 1,200 or so.
Well, then it will be by April, according to government.
Okay, let's say 1,200.
For now 800.
800. I know they make that money there. Now I don't can get work where they pay me 800 or 1 million leons. Then the government 1,000 leons. Then the government say of that money we pay so, we they receive, you for pay pay
as you earn.
Pay as you earn tax, 35%. You're not going to receive 1 leon. Now you get 1,000. Government said they take 350. So you left with 650. You know they happy? Now you get 650 we not going to get. The government they get 350. Thousands of people are paying these taxes. They don't get jobs.
But again, it depends on the cost of living.
Hold on. We not talk about this earlier. They don't get this money. Now that man we not been get money for buy nothing. He don't get spending power. He don't get 650,000 leons where they will use for spend. Now they will buy. And where they buy now inside the economy, now they use them back. Now inside the country.
They recycle.
That means a business they begin grow. Taxes what I've been talking about earlier, they drop. Taxes they drop. Prices will drop. That's how I feel we can create jobs at the same time through using the private sector. Equally, industrialization is important. You come now, you take a fish, raw one, you just carry and go. I don't want to talk about mining, or let me use mining because now people understand. The mining companies, they come, they mine, and they take it dirty, raw dirty, then ship and then carry and go. You know how many, the possibilities of several other minerals have been shipped out of this country we're not even aware? Waiting then they carry and go for go do, now for go process them. And why didn't they can't go there? Now because They have cheap labor there. They have expertise there for make them do them processing here. No labor can be cheaper than the $50 or less when at the minimum wage in Sierra Leone. We need for train with people. Them education is important. We need for get to people them ready. So no mineral no they come out of this country without the first phase of processing happening here. So that is why industrialization is important. Equally, empowering SMEs, small and medium enterprises. But, like I always give this example, the one for do this Slick TV or Epic Radio, whatever it is, it costs $100,000 for set them up. If you not get the money cash for do them, forget it. No bank, not that we go to, we will do them with. If you not ask you for collateral, if you not begin bring all kind of things on you. At the same time, if you're lucky, then tell you say for pay between 25 to 30% interest. And then tell you say 1 month after you take this money, you for begin repay the loan. Before you get the money and start for use them, the same money you go take, now you for begin use for pay the debts back. How can a business grow like that? This is where government needs to cushion these SMEs.
Government, as a result, Julius Maada Bio in administration carried waiting and called Munafa Fund.
How much is the Munafa Fund?
The Munafa Fund is about 2 to 3 or about past 10% interest.
Fine.
So how whether it's effective or not, I wouldn't want to venture into it. But then count Munafa Fund.
I agree. And that's exactly what they talk about.
The effectiveness is the question, however.
It is not something that will change. It is something that would enhance, not to free money. But even if government cushions these banks, government they pump money to the banks. Because government, like I tell you, government is a good business, man. Not a government for run out of them funds here, Munafa funds here and there. It should give these monies to the banks.
But in other countries, governments actually they do some of these things in order for cushioning the burden on the people.
So what in government do they tell them and get them problems here in the United States and UK? They pumped money into the banks. When they pump money into the banks, the interest rate they reduce. But at the same time, these banks then get ways how they loan people their money and find way how to follow their loan here. So.
And they come along with a policy.
A policy.
A clear guideline.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So these are things that we need for do. The fifth one, maybe you ask me others later, but the fifth one is important. It's effective decentralization.
Okay.
Every locality for take responsibility for its development. That is how we ensure even the development of the nation. Look, the amount of money within the Ghetto Freetown, I just call, well, I not call Freetown because the amount of money when they give to some localities.
The mayor be there, so the other day you cannot mention the discrimination.
You cannot compare it with almost in the Ghetto Falaba district. You see how Falaba backward, the roads, for go Falaba. But if Falaba gets their own administration properly, they properly finance, they have their own programs, they have their own budgets. Developments na Falaba not to the central government for do them. Na Falaba for take responsibility for them. While the central government, they provide oversight and support.
Okay.
Then that place they go develop. Both go develop. Every place go develop. They go even compete. But here na the country where if Patrick Salia want for get license, driver's license, a need for common moyamba pong, he can't free tongue. For can get license.
Something that they make me people and travel with we come all the way. We make a canton city boy so.
Maybe that's the thing. Imagine, I'll tell you the other thing was so bad about people in the salon. For you get a national ID card, you get for can free tongue and you get for pay. But when you want to get voter card, then they give you for free. How is that? How does that even make sense? So they care about giving people free voter cards for let them vote for them, and for let you get a national identity card where they identify you as a Sierra Leonean, you forgo pay for them. So how is that fair?
So for you, that not go happen.
No. So we don't need a voter card different from a national ID.
So all for day in one.
Once you get that one card, then they get you national identification number. That one card is enough for you for do anything. Banking, buying, selling, voting, whatever you want for do. That card should be enough.
So not to wait elections period reach, people then go to line back again for register, for get them snapshots and other bio data, and then later then go do verification, and then the third phase then go for go collect them voter ID card.
So there's a new bill where I remember when they discussed, I think it was sometime last year, that they're trying to put together. I think it's NACRA that is trying to put it together, and it makes a lot of sense. But this should kill this thing about voter card, or the card fine enough kind, Naya then go printer, Naya then printer. No, these are not nationalistic things. Me, I don't want to in America say they get voter card, England they get voter card. It's just the one card.
Okay.
So these are things where you should say, we don't think Sierra Leone. We think about, okay, I'll tell you why they do that day. Money did it.
How?
Because that contract and they give people them for go print them cards.
How many people that contract will benefit?
So it's job for the boys.
Okay, let's take some comments before we close this conversation. Honourable Osman Timbo. I must say it's been a lovely conversation, listening to you, and then I imagine some of the things some of we don't envision for this country. Only if when we go take them position and if we eventually win, if they not go twist tuna. But let's take some comments on Facebook. Abdul K. Kagbo here, they say, Mr. Timbo, you have my support 100% as a young person. Yusuf Saka, they say, good morning, sir. Thank you so much for the program. Keep it up from DJ Yusuf 7 Align of Makaya Street, Kenema. And you get Albert Denby Jr. where they say, I see not like tribalism. The most important thing is the ability to deliver. Honourable Timbo, 2026 to 2028. Repo, they say, this money idea look like the best for Salon. Smart guy, he says. Aminata Reni, Duke Reba, they say, fair response. And he continue for say, bringing people together in the first 100 days is the strong step. It's a strong step. For it to work, the discussion should be structured, inclusive, and focused on clear outcomes. How will participants be selected? And the last comment I will take from Abdul Kagbo, he said, please, what can you say on the toll gates? Want to respond to some of these comments before we close?
Yeah, so I want to say thank you for the comments. And these are things that I want, whether they're positive or negative, because Osman Timbo not get all the solutions to Salon's problems. And the things that we don't discuss, not all things that we're not just my ideas. These are things where, after consultation across the country, we needs and aspirations are all the same, whether you're APC, SLBP or not. We all want for see Salon go before. And some of these ideas, like how you say, Patrick, they resonate with you. They resonate with some of the people where they send them messages. So I think let them continue coming. They inform me and they inform any other person we also want for be leader. The person we God get for choose at the end of the day.
On the toll gate,
somebody talk about
the toll gate.
The toll gate.
You get any regrets right now, seated where you are right now, because now an idea for bringing bringing the toll
gate? I have zero regret, but people need to understand how the toll gates they work. Yeah. It's a long conversation. Forget how the contract end. I wasn't part of it, but I can tell you that the initial contract that was negotiated and the way we end, not two different ones. This conversation on this toll gate started around 2014, 2015. At that time, the exchange rate from leones to dollars was, I think, 3,000 or 4,000 leones. By the time they implemented, it reached 7,000 leones. So that is what caused the change in price. So the price, for let people understand, was never as high as it was at that time. And again, the number of years where that contract been there for was 19 years, and not over 27 or 29 years
27.
Or 27 years where it did now.
Except maybe they don't add 2 more years.
So it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. And part of the contract now that, in fact, this was the argument will lead to the increment in the price now. That if the value of the leones devalue to a point where they below or above certain percentage, then the two parties need to sit down and renegotiate. That is what happened. So in terms of how the contract is now, I cannot take responsibility for it. But when it started, I want for could boldly say there were 2 lawyers, one from the Ministry of Finance who was there, and myself from the PPP unit who were part of that negotiation when it was 19 years, when the price was lower. So I know about that. But waiting people don't understand, like I talk about private sector-led development, PPPs is the way to go. That money always then take for do that toll gate, that toll road. Not a government money.
Mm-hmm. At the Chinese, their money.
At the Chinese, their money. So what happens with PPP, just like the airport SEF, the airport na Lunge?
Yes, Suma.
Not to the money. So what they do is, governments get road. They say, okay, can't make this road for me. When you make the road for me, put toll gates there. When you toll, the money they pull there, now they take for pay yourself back over a number of years. It is normal across the world, all over the developing
countries. They could have been planned also for the Lunge Bridge.
Correct. So what thing they happen now that because then people here they count their own money, then they go take, let's say they go take debt, 80% or sometimes 75%, and they go take debt. Then 20-25% are from their own money. And debt is expensive, you know. So then they do what they call a financial model. The bank, before you get that money, they look and say, okay, how much they pass here per year, per day? What are the categories where they pass here? How much should they make per year? They say, okay, because you make this, and not say in 5 years, you go don't pull me money. In 10 years, I go pull me money, I go make profit. Once and do that, now they determine the number of years. So the number of years not they come out in vacuum.
Okay.
If you read 19 years, you read 27 years, lots of people just sit down and say, give me, I get 27. It's informed by a financial model.
Okay.
Now we don't get good road or dual carriage road from Kalbatong right up to Mashaka. We pay in toll. That small toll when they pay, so mango feel it expensive. But let's not forget, this money, this debt, you know, they sit on a government's balance sheet. And when you hear talk about
the investor, I get for food.
I get that debt stay. Mm-hmm. So government, that 1.8 billion, I say governments get for pay. This money not there inside.
Okay.
I want to give one more thing that is important and radically different in this agenda. We'll not talk about 5 on education. I am not in support of the 6334 system.
Rather.
And I feel so we need for overhaul them.
How?
I believe in basic education. And I believe basic education for start from nursery to from 5.
Not ending now?
None. So I'll tell you. So there are many hurdles on the way. Many places that we begin they drop out of school.
Especially at Becker level.
NPSC, begin and they drop out. When they drop out, the mama then begin take them for go sell. Or then dinner house, or then begin do all sort of things. Becker level, like how you talk about, many people then begin fail, then drop out of school. The system is not there to capture them. Come on, and they're very young at that time. Come on, you can't was. People then fail. When they fail, then drop out, will not get effective technical and vocational education. These are all problems. So me believe, say, we need free education and continuous education from the ages of 6 or 5 or 6 to the age of 17, 18, continuously. And with education, we need for reform. The curriculum should be different.
I can assure you, Honourable Timbo, we'll get another part of this, because when I get some long journey more for go in this UNA race, I can assure you, as we approach that period, we'll get some further engagements on this. But so far, because of time, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate talking to you this morning.
It's been really good, Patrick.
And I wish you, on behalf of myself and my team here, wish you the very best, just like any other person in this race.
Thank you so much.
And we pray say we not go depart from what we plan and how to go about it for the people.
We pray so too. Thank you so much.
So stand up, Salon, make we voice echo. Timbo na the joy.